This is the Call of Duty HQ, but the good one from 2017. The headquarters was Call of Duty's first and only social hub, where it'd be dropped in between matches to get to know your fellow patriots before... Wait, why is everyone just standing still? Shit, wait, am I interrupting another moment of silence? You could test your skills at the firing range, learn about different divisions in the theater, and even collect hidden balls like your Goku. I think. I never saw the Dragon Ball movie. But at its core, it was something to keep you occupied while loading into a match or waiting for your friends to finally ready up. And can I just say, as a proud adult gamer with friends that have like newborns and wives and shit, I would kill for a feature in modern COD that actually gave me something to do while they went and dealt with their poor life decisions. And that's what's wild to me, that despite this franchise putting so much emphasis on showing off skins, that we've never seen a concept like this return. So that's why I'm here today, talking over this child's funeral, because I wanted to look back on the headquarters that I grew up with, if you consider your early 20s growing up still, and exactly how the concept of headquarters could work in modern day if they ever do decide to finally pull that trigger. Don't worry, the pun was intended. You can clap, okay? Good. Clap. Clap. So I dropped directly into the headquarters to see if it was still well populated in the year of our Lord, whatever year you're watching this. And to my surprise, it actually was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't packed by any means. It's still only like maybe a dozen dudes and a bunch of NPCs who have mastered the art of non-verbal communication, but you can still find plenty of people duking it out in the 1v1 arena, getting into high-stakes emote-offs, and of course, calling in supply drops, letting you show off your gambling addiction in real time and making everyone in the lobby jealous of your brand new pistol grip. Check it out, it's a shark. Like, it was almost kind of cute how everyone would just follow whoever was opening up crates, curious to see what they had, like checking out your neighbor's movie on a flight. I was also pretty happy to see that the tradition of at least one dude per lobby being stationed on top of this table, forever emoting, was still alive and well. In fact, as someone who didn't do this back in the day, I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. So I hopped up on top of the table alongside here with my buddy, what was his, Ghost? And I was having a pretty chill time. But then right when I went to stop and move on with my day, someone else showed up. And now I just kind of feel awkward about leaving. I don't, how do I... Now, to help give this video a little bit of structure, I'm gonna break each feature of the headquarters down into 3 different types of attractions, like it's a theme park. First, there's gameplay elements, then activities, and finally, social interactions. So let's start off with gameplay elements. These are pieces of the space that are integral to the game itself, and in any ordinary COD would just be a simple menu item. The biggest example of this would probably be like the quartermaster or the orders guy. These are booths where you go to activate rotating challenges and or buy supply drops. And if you played it all back in the day, you know this route very, very well, jumping back and forth between them with only a quick break every few hours or so to stop by the post station and pick up your daily paycheck. You know, of all the different retention focused gimmicks that COD has tried over the years, nothing has really hit me harder than just straight up paying me. Like I would have timers set throughout the day just to remind myself every 4 hours on the dot to jump in and collect my armory credits. Now granted, I don't know that I ever actually spent a dime of real money on COD World War II, which is probably the opposite of what they wanted, but at least I was happy. And you know what they say, happy consumer, happy life. I don't know, I gotta get back to the script, man. But my ideal world would be to have just about every element that's on the main menu also translated into some kind of physical tent or bunker or fucking hole in the ground. I don't know. Obviously, in addition to a real menu, right? I mean, not having that originally was probably World War II's biggest mistake at launch by far. And this was a game that had to completely redo its created class 6 months in because nobody liked it. I'm talking about adding a customization bunk for all your calling cards, emotes, and vehicle wraps. Maybe keep the lobby leaderboard they have in the middle, but build it out a little bit into a full combat record when interacted with. And of course, in addition to the store and challenges tents, you've gotta have a seasonal events and battle pass area. Even if it's just an NPC of whatever new operator that season or event features that just kinda hangs around like a Disney mascot. Oh, and I almost forgot that in order to prestige in this game, you actually had to physically walk up to this general here in the nice and fancy prestige only section, which sounded really cool on paper, but in reality, there's just nothing up here. It's literally just this guy. Then there's the theater, source of young Austin's biggest disappointment when he first rounded the corner, ecstatic that the feature had returned to his favorite franchise, only to quickly learn that it wasn't a theater mode, but just a place to watch the CDL. Now, point blank, did anyone use this? Like, I refuse to believe that loading into COD and tabbing over to this was ever more convenient than just opening up a Twitch live stream. But you know what I would love to see take its place? Do you guys remember BO1's file share? If you don't, basically, using the real theater mode, you could save clips and screenshots, and they'd go right here on your profile for everyone to see. And if the goal of the HQ is to create a social space, then I think that a theater that lets you see everyone's clips and screenshots right here on the big screen would work pretty damn well. And speaking of gamers doing things together, that brings us to the second type of attraction, activities. Now, the biggest and most obvious one, of course, was the firing range, which works exactly the same as it does now, except with this constant, eerie feeling that somebody is watching you.
Hello, motherfucker.
But if you were looking for some more friendly competition, there was also the 1v1 pit, which threw you in an arena to fight to the third death. And these were great because they really only lasted like a minute or so, and so you could get tons of people through that queue really, really fast. But what I personally really liked was that the winner of each match would stay in the pit and fight the next guy. So you were always trying to up your win streak. My personal record is apparently a 52. I don't know how. I assume that I was boosting or something, but I have no memory of it, Your Honor. It's been over 7 years, which means I'm clear. This is just my record now. Suck it, everyone else. And I think that if they brought the HQ back nowadays, this concept is what they should really lean into. Like, I'd love to see some kind of an additional training course to run, with a big emphasis on trying to beat your friend's time, like the original Modern Warfare games. Then, in addition, World War II actually did have a third type of, quote, training, in that if you went up to the watchtower, you could sample all the different score streaks in the game, which was definitely a cool idea, for sure, but something tells me that they didn't really think this one through, like at all. Another spot where I felt that the HQ missed the mark a little were with the random events, or should I say, random event, because there's really just the one where planes attack overhead and you have to hop on an AA gun real quick to shoot them down. And it's not that it's necessarily a bad idea or anything, it's just that there's one. You'd think that the Germans would be able to take the hint by now. It's been 8 fucking years, dude. But if you're a bit tired after a long day of world warring, then the R&R area is perfect for you, featuring a dozen or so classic arcade games that you can play right here in the headquarters. The catch, though, is that you needed to spend 10 armory credits per play, like it was a real arcade. But the problem was, these are the same credits that you would also use to buy like actual in-game like weapons and skins and the like. So I don't know. Back in the day, I just couldn't justify wasting even 10 measly credits on a fucking Pitfall or whatever, you know? Like, it just didn't seem valuable to me at the time. And then for the last type of attraction, we have every introvert's nightmare: social interactions. See, in addition to socializing consumerism with public supply drop unboxings, you can also approach any player and do things like challenge them to a shootout, play a game of tag, or commend them, which gives them a little bit of XP and helps brighten their day a little bit. Oh, thank you. You know, I really needed that. I really feel seen. In addition, there were also a handful of social-oriented booths, like the custom camo and custom emblem browser, which unfortunately have both been sunset in the years since, probably due to too many swastikas and anime. But I do think that this concept could live on, maybe as like a weapon blueprint browser to help you find some new builds in-game. I know that BO7 supposedly is gonna have some kind of code sharing system, which definitely is neat, don't get me wrong, but I really think that an actual browser would really help keep a lot of that in-game, where actual players are going to use it and not just streamers looking to find the new meta. And speaking of community, here's my personal top 4 things that I'd love to see them bring into a modern HQ to keep that community kicking. First of all, proximity chat. I don't think I really need to expand on that one. Just put proximity chat in everything. Zombies, traffic, whatever. Second, a jukebox, where you can select a song to play for the whole lobby, similar to Cold War's music player or War Tracks. Then third, do you remember the camera from the Cold War campaign? Well, hear me out. What if you brought that in, like a little photo mode type thing, letting you pose and capture moments with your newfound friends? And then on top of that, you could even expand and include intel with different clues and puzzles to solve, maybe using it similar to the BO6 campaign. And you could even work in like big Easter eggs and things, you know, think like early Zombies EEs. I don't know. That might get really complicated way too fast. But you know what isn't complicated? My fourth and final suggestion: graffiti wall. It's just a blank wall somewhere that players can spray up. And yes, I know that people are immediately going to make dicks, but you know what? Let them make dicks. Because you know what kind of people make dicks? Happy people. No one who's miserable would think to pick up a pen and start doodling dong. These are people who may not admit it, but like this game so much that they're willing to spend time in it just for the literal dick of it. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty healthy player base to me. Because in this modern gaming world of disbanding lobbies and skill-based friendship, that social, communal aspect of COD isn't just dying, but it's fully dead. We need a playground to hang out with each other, draw dicks, shoot some melons, and create genuine friendships over emote spamming each other. And bringing the headquarters back to COD not only does all of that, but it also provides ample opportunity for free advertising of store items. In other words, this will make you money, Activision. Do it! It just seems like a no-brainer. And you can take it from me, someone who has no brain and is just a big, dumb, stupid, dumb idiot who desperately needs a haircut and just reads whatever is on the teleprompter in front of him. Hey, anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna go draw a dick.